So first of all, good morning, everyone, and thanks for taking time out of your day to attend our webinar on Unlocking Business Potential, how to elevate your communication strategy. Today, it's our intent to educate and hopefully stimulate your business brain on the latest advancements in communication technology and explain specific strategies on how you can use these products and services to improve your business today. I'm your air quotes host, if you will, and it's my pleasure to interview our guest speaker, Mr. Mike Schoenberger. Now, for those of you that might have not met Mike, I'll give you a brief bio. Now, this bio could have been 3 pages long, so I've got to read off from a bit of a script here, so forgive me. But when Mike is not at the helm as CEO of Sunco, he's an active member of the Entrepreneurs Organization, commonly known as EO. Mike enjoys learning from other corporate leaders and often finds himself amongst the business elite, not only in Edmonton, but across the country. He's also passionate about the business operating system known as EOS, which since implemented in 2017 has led to consistent annual double-digit growth here at Sunco. Now, as a longtime business leader, Mike loves to give back. He actively supports the community by mentoring with IMYG, U of A Venture Mentoring Service, and serves on the advisory council at the Maji Center. He also holds an executive position on the board of EO Canada and is the engagement director for the Global Student Entrepreneur Awards Canada. So, in addition to his professional commitments, with the time he does like to carve out, Mike really loves spending time outdoors, especially in the mountains with his wife Jackie and their son Pierce. So, with no further ado, Mike, welcome to the webinar.
I appreciate the kind words, Bill. It sounds like a lot. Sometimes I get a bit, but it's fun. I love entrepreneurialism, so giving back is incredible. So happy to be here today. So I'll pass it back to you.
Great, thanks, Mike. All right, so let's get started. So, Mike, as a business owner, like with over really 2 decades of experience, can you tell me what unlocking your business potential means to you?
Yeah, thanks, Bill. And I've been in the industry for almost 4 decades, which is hence the almost no hair and gray hair. So I'm going to take you back to, when Sunco first started in September of 2000. It was, Sean and I and a truck, and we were, a contracting company to a big telco, and we were in the field getting our hands dirty and solving problems and fixing customer issues, and we did that as a foundation of who Sunco was for a long time, 10, 12 years. And then we started to, get into selling the technology, selling the boxes on the wall, and seeing how the technology had changed from, when we first started, getting a voicemail was a big deal. Having, a phone call and privacy was a big deal. Being able to twin a call with a cell phone was a big deal. And seeing how technology could move businesses forward was really cool. So, the biggest catalyst for growth was 7 years ago. So whatever the math is on that, we started running a system called EOS that, you briefly mentioned in my intro, the Entrepreneurial Operating System. So it's a system of tools and structure that, helps you understand the importance of data and systems that can really accelerate your business. And that's really where we started to notice exponential growth, and where we started to really understand the value of leveraging technology and how it helped enhance our business. And then really it became the core foundation of who Sunco is. Our motto is to make business communications easier for our clients. And we do that by leveraging technology ourselves, but also helping our clients leverage, technology.
Well, on that vein, Mike, leveraging technology, that can be kind of a broad sort of, kind of scope of products and services. Can you expand on that with maybe some more specifics a bit?
Yeah, absolutely. I like going back to an analogy, right? So I've got a brand new Surface Pro laptop, and when I'm on Teams calls all the time and on video calls, and before my camera I had to get a Logitech camera, And when I got my new Service Pro, I hadn't hooked up my external camera yet, and I noticed like this really cool feature. I back up like this, and my camera like automatically zooms in on me, and it blurs the background and it follows me around. If there's two people in the room, I'm like, wow, this is cool. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is I had no idea it existed. So, when I think back to a lot of our clients, that have old Nortel phone systems or phone systems that have been around for 10, 20, 30 years. Nortel went out of business, I don't even know, 15 years ago, and people still have the phones in the desks. They're rock solid. They always work.
Sure.
My laptop still worked. It was getting slow, but I got it because it was starting to just not operate. It was causing me some pain. A lot of times people's phone systems don't really cause much pain. Somebody calls in, they pick up, they answer, they transfer the calls. It does what they need it to do. What maybe I want people to start and challenge people's way of thinking to go, what am I missing? What is my auto zooming camera that I'm missing in my business? If I started a brand new business today, what technology would I be leveraging? Would I go buy a 30-year-old Nortel system, or would I leverage today's technology? There's so much data that you can get out of today's today's technologies, today's cloud services. That the data is really, really important. And so understanding that, how many calls do you get? How do your customers interact with you?
Right.
Is really important. And, how do they interact? Do they interact via phone, via text, via email, via chat, via your website? What is the most appropriate medium? And depending on your customer demographics, they're all gonna do it differently.
Now, if I'm picking up what you're putting down, I think I am. It sounds like using data to make business decisions is kind of the new normal. What would you recommend for companies to do to explore this a little bit further and kind of more that it's customized to their business and not just, as an overview?
Yeah, absolutely. And you're 100% correct. That's one of the key components of when I talk about EOS, that data is one of the key components to a customer's business. So data could be, if you're talking, customers have CRM, customer resource, right? Systems where all your customer data is, your quoting, your billing, all of that. Well, the same set of data comes in on you make decisions on, I guess the simplest example where I'll start is if you're a business owner and you're running your business and you have no idea how much money you have in the bank, you have no idea how much your accounts receivable are or accounts payable, and you don't have a scorecard on how you're doing as a company, how long are you going to be in business, right? So businesses understand that they need that financial data to be able to make educated decisions. But the majority of clients that we deal with all have customers. They offer some sort of customer service. People buy stuff from them. They offer a service. When they have a problem, they need support, and they might have a ticketing system or a CRM to capture those tickets. But how do you handle, and what's the data? If I ask anybody that's on this call today, how many calls do you receive for customer service in a month? How quickly do you answer them? Do you allow people to chat with you and solve problems via chat? Do you allow people to email you and do you solve those problems? How many emails do you respond to in a month? How quickly do you respond to those emails? A lot of these things are becoming more and more just table stakes that, businesses just have that information so they can make educated decisions. They can go, how many staff do we need to be able to support as we grow, right? It's the beauty of the public cloud nowadays is all of these things that I talked about are features that are affordable for people to get. What the beauty of VoIP and especially COVID and the acceleration of technology is it's really made these features affordable. And having an app on my cell phone so I can answer my business calls anywhere, having an app on my laptop so I can answer them anywhere, being able to log in from home and have all my, Teams, my phone, my everything, my CRM all at my fingertips. I can have customer service agents that are sitting on a beach giving amazing customer service while having a margarita. Maybe not too many margaritas, maybe just a single one. But it's just transformed the way we work, and having the data to understand what those metrics are makes us make educated decisions, and we have the power with the public cloud.
Now, you hear in the ether, like the public cloud, and there's some issues on security and potentially there's other options that may be more suitable to different kinds of businesses. What would my options be really?
Yeah, so when we're talking about private cloud is like your Ring Centrals, your Avaya cloud, we have a Sunco cloud. It's provided for many customers. So many customers share the same infrastructure. And when they're all there, it's up to the provider, the cloud provider of the public cloud, to make sure that it's secure, that it's constantly updated, that, when new features are added, you just get it and you pay per user per month. And one of the key things, if you're looking at the public cloud side of things, is service and support. A lot of the providers out there, they just give you a portal and they expect you, here's some training videos and you're an expert and you now manage your own system and make your own moves, add some change. They forget the importance of that personal touch, or that these systems that you don't go in very often. If you go in it every couple of weeks or a couple of months, you can't remember. So you're constantly learning, and it takes you away, the customer, away from what you do well, which is run your business. You don't want to have to be a phone guy, right? You want to do whatever you do that moves your business forward, and let somebody else take care of that. So there's a few cloud providers out there, public cloud, that actually offer that layer of support included, so that any moves, adds, or changes, they're there to be a member of your team to make those changes. And we're very proud at Sunco to be one of those companies that offer that personal touch, because we want our clients to focus on making their business a success, so that they continue to use us, and we're teamed together. So then there's the other side of the coin, which is the private cloud. So private cloud is, I'm a business that, is larger. Maybe I'm education, maybe I'm financial, maybe I'm just somebody that really wants to control my environment. So what private cloud is Mitel's a huge private cloud provider, and you can buy the software or you can pay a subscription to the software, and then you can put it wherever you want. You can put it in a data center in your office. You can put it in a data center in the cloud. The customer can manage their own data center and their own servers, or Sunco or a provider can manage the software and the servers. And the key differences are, the customer has full control over what happens. The security, again, is managed. It's all on your own local network. So again, you have full control, and you can get really tight integration. So when we talk about having that phone or voice data or any communications data can integrate with your systems. And that's becoming more and more important. Now, there's lots of great integrations in public cloud for the smaller businesses. This is typically if you're 50 users and above, then private cloud might make sense for you. And the larger you get, the more cost-effective private cloud becomes, less expensive than the public cloud, and you get the benefits of more control.
Now, I want to touch on you mentioned the importance of security. Can you expand a little bit on how that would apply to VoIP specifically?
Yeah, so with security nowadays, it's funny. I look back to when VoIP first started, and I think we're 10 or 12, maybe even 15 years now into VoIP, and it was really cool because it took away the distance, and you get some really neat features, but quality was something that was left to be desired. Constantly dropping calls, and I think it was a little bit early before its time, right? So the technology has advanced such that I'll explain a little bit more in a moment, but it's advanced such that VoIP is everywhere. And so when we talk about voice security, there's multiple levels of voice encryption. So when you have a phone call, it's all encrypted. So if somebody were able to get that data stream, they would need the decryption keys in order to listen to it. So, it's never been more secure. It's more secure than a standard phone call on a cell phone. And so that's not as big an issue when we talk about the voice quality. There's some really great tools out there now that can help determine, is it a problem on the local area network, meaning in my office? Is it a problem on the internet, meaning where it leaves my office to connect to whoever the public cloud provider is? Or is it a problem in the public cloud? And there's things like MOS scores and call grading, and some of the providers have tools that a person can go back in and see what the call quality grade is, to make it a lot easier to troubleshoot.
Wowzers. I mean, I know it's only been about 15 minutes. We've covered quite a bit of ground here, so far you've done just amazing, Mike. So thank you for explaining some of that. Now, at this time, I'd like to open up the floor to any questions. If you'd like to enter them in the chat box, I'm monitoring it as we speak, and I think we should pepper Mr. Schoenberger and challenge him on the fly. So please enter some of your questions, and we'll ask him right now.
So maybe while we're waiting for questions, I'll just talk about some of the more common things that businesses are taking advantage of, as far as features that are some of the table stakes that maybe some of our audience doesn't have yet when we're waiting for a question. And
Sure.
and so, I had mentioned that there's an app on a cell phone, right? So you just have an app on a cell phone. People can text my direct number now, and I have the ability to respond on the app from my work phone number to them back to their text number via SMS. They can send pictures in. So, people can, if I'm a business, people can text my main number now, and my staff can respond. It can go to a group of people to respond to it. And you can have, again, data on that. You can have the soft phones, my PC, where I'm, at home, and I log into my web browser, I click a web link, and now my phone is there, and I can have a simple AirPods or connection. These are all just table stakes. You call one phone number, and it'll reach me wherever I am. I can be integrated with Teams and be able to answer the call on my Teams device. So there's some really great features. I see we have a question that come in. So
yeah, we got a couple here already. So how about we just dive into him? First one is from Karen. So 20 years in the phone industry, what has been the biggest change and disruption in your view?
Well, COVID would 100%. It's been in the industry. I've been in the industry for 35 years, and COVID accelerated the state of change beyond belief. Everybody hears all the buzzwords around AI and machine learning, and we look at the simple, look at Microsoft. Microsoft is now the biggest phone provider, I think, in the world. And
True.
we do a lot with Microsoft. Their phone system is really limited feature-wise, so I'm not a big fan of putting all the eggs in one basket, but I would say that COVID accelerated the change and made VoIP and embracing technology not just a table stake for businesses, but a necessity to survive. So I think employees nowadays they're expecting the ability to work from anywhere, anytime, and the company that they work for gives them the tools to be able to do that job. And awesome. It's something that is that would be the biggest change, is just the change itself that came out of COVID.
No kidding.
Technological advancements, like the features are coming out left, right, and center. I guess if you want me to be specific before we go to the next question, it would be the natural language chatbots for contact center as a service, that I can call in and ask a question, and this person that sounds like a regular human, not like the automated robot voice, answers my questions and gives me an answer based on information and data that's been trained. And so, it's getting harder and harder to hire skilled people and hire people, especially when you're talking about customer experience. Now we're getting to a point that machine learning and AI is getting to a point to be able to do it for us, and it's surprisingly affordable. So that's a really cool feature.
Yeah, no, agreed. Next question is from Mark. How important is vendor support to Sunco's client success?
Yeah, vendor support is probably the biggest thing and where we specialize, right, in partnerships to making sure that when we have a customer, if I'm understanding the question correctly, we provide a solution for our customers, and sometimes it's our own solution, sometimes it's through a partner. And what we do is we never point fingers and say it's somebody else's fault. What we do is we work with the client, we work with the vendor, and we understand what the problems are, and we make sure we get to resolution. So whether that be, helping you with your internet service and interfacing with Shaw or TELUS or Bell or Rogers, and diagnosing what the problem is, you're not talking to overseas people, or providing you a cloud service and making sure that whatever challenge you have is dealt with in a timely manner. We spend a lot of time and money on our admin and our people and our systems to make sure that we offer that personal touch to make everybody's make business communications easier. Like I said for earlier, that really is the core of how we do and what we do.
Great. Next question is from Martin. Do you find many clients who are going all Microsoft 365 for their business continuity needs? Do you work with Teams VoIP often?
Yeah, so we run into it all the time. It's probably one of the most common questions we get, and a lot of people think, well, I'm getting Teams licensing, I might as well go Teams for all aspects of my business. And our Teams is amazing. At Sunco, we use Teams, and Teams is strongly embedded. We use other Microsoft, we use lots of their tools, we use SharePoint, we use, OneDrive, we use all of that. But when it comes to the voice side of it, Teams does not do a very good job today there's a couple of reasons why I don't put for office continuity everything in the Microsoft basket, or I don't condone it. One is they don't do voice very well. They don't do the voice data very well. And there's no contact center customer experience kind of functionality and integration within Teams. You need third-party product.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it's designed to be uber simple, which is kind of like that Nortel on my desk. My phone rings, I pick it up, I transfer it to somebody, or I get voicemail and I listen to it. A lot of the advanced features that are available in the private and public PBXs, Microsoft just hasn't adopted yet. So, they're a little bit behind when it comes to the voice. They just kind of did the table stakes stuff, the easy stuff, which for some businesses works great. But if really you want to, differentiate yourself with, data and customization, then you get way more integration. So what we suggest if you're a big Microsoft shop is we can integrate to your Teams environment. So to your users, it seems like there's Teams, and then to your super users, they can have the more feature functionality of the other platform. Plus, probably the biggest answer to that question is Microsoft, because of the machine they constantly raise their prices. So they get you, so it's a key component to operating your business. And then they raise their prices by 10%, 20%. And they've already done that a lot since, if you look back to the pricing beginning of COVID to what it is today. And you have no choice but to pay it because all your eggs are in that basket. So it becomes more expensive in the long run. And then what happens if you have a Teams failure, which Teams has failed multiple times over the last few years? What we've found is businesses can do without email, right, and collaboration, or they can do without voice. But to have no voice, no email, no video, no collaboration, and be completely dead, your business is totally toast. So when you say business continuity, you don't have business continuity by putting all your eggs in one basket. So we're a big component of let's get the right solution for your business, and what do we do to help you succeed in what your business is trying to accomplish. And a lot of times that's by having a different system for voice than it is for your video and collaboration needs, which Microsoft does an incredible job of, and integrating the two if they need.
Yeah, no, for sure. I just want to touch a little bit more on the what you're talking about, like, how Microsoft, and once you're in there, it's kind of like, you're there forever, and getting away from it is really difficult, and it can also really squeeze the budget on really any company, large or small. But and we talked a lot about some of these features, and they're really sophisticated and quite robust for the most part. Are you finding that we can still offer these services to small businesses with really smaller budgets?
Yeah, so just to close the, I see there's a couple other questions in the chat and not in the Q&A stuff. So, when it comes to affordability, I'll answer that question first, and then I'll circle back a little bit. One more thought on Office 365. So it's never been more affordable than it is today. Over the last 5 years, and really again since COVID, it's become that a lot of these enterprise style features that were previously only available to big companies with big budgets, are now available to all. I could have a company of 2 users and have the same or more functionality than somebody that has 200 that hasn't embraced the latest technologies yet. So, there's definitely, it's for everybody in every business, and you haven't looked at it and you still have old technology, I would suggest that you do look at it. So it's under $40 a user, and the more users you have, of course, the more cost effective you get to, and it depends on what features you want, but it can be extremely affordable. The last bit that I failed to mention with Microsoft is we are a Microsoft partner, and we have the ability to sell all the Microsoft and support all Microsoft licenses, and we do that. We just, again, find that the majority of our customers get that balance.
Yeah, great. I think I have time for one more, Mike, and maybe we'll go to Frank here. So Frank's question is, the Sunco hosted cloud offering solution based on the Mitel virtual My Business, and is it an over-the-top solution, or can you integrate SIP trunking with your hosted solution?
Yeah, so our Sunco Cloud is not based on the Mitel. We have a Mitel private cloud offering for larger customers. Our Sunco Cloud is a fully managed public cloud where all those features that we talked about previously and more, and some of the customer service stuff is all built into it. Where we also include our fully managed service. So when you talk about the SIP trunks, it is fully integrated with SIP trunks, redundant SIP trunks, so that there's 3 different data centers, and it's carrier redundancy, and it is over the top, so it works over the internet. So really, all you need is an internet capable device, whether it be over Wi-Fi or cellular, and you can be off to the races. Simple as a laptop or a cell phone, and we can get you up really quickly. So hopefully that answers your questions. When it comes to the Mitel virtual, we do that as well, but that's the private cloud that I talked about earlier in our conversation.
Well, that's great, Mike. No, thank you so much. We're reaching the end of our time, to be respectful for everyone's day. We
have till 10:45. Just want to confirm timing. So
I think we do have till 10:30. I could be wrong here. Okay.
So Nikki, correct. I think if people want to keep on going, or you have more questions, we're happy to answer a couple more.
Okay. Well, let's go to the next one from Martin. So Martin has a more 365 solution support. He'll take them offline for the questions. He's kind of happy that we're able to guide people through that process. I know I had another question before. I think it was from Nikki. I can find that here. There's one. So someone had asked that with soft phone technology and apps that I can basically run my business from my cell phone, why can't I do that?
Yeah, that's probably one of the most common questions we get, and maybe that's a good way we'll end maybe a little bit earlier if there's no other questions. So the cell phone is an amazing tool. it's something that, there's so many different apps and you have access to so many great things. But when it comes to a tool for a business, tell me if this is, a good experience for you. You call my company and you get somebody's cell phone, because that's how I answer my business. I answer my call, and I can't answer your question. I have to transfer you to somebody else in my company. I don't know how to transfer the call from my cell phone. So I go, oh, can you call Bill? Because Bill knows the answer. Then the client has to hang up and call Bill's number. Oh, do you have Bill's number? Oh, yeah, let me, so one, that's not great customer service. Now, what happens if, that client, you have technicians, service people, and they leave and they take their cell phone number with you. You don't necessarily own the phone number, or you have to pay for customer cell phones. The number one issue with it, though, is the lack of data. So when I talked earlier about the importance, it's no longer table stakes. You have no data on the cell phones. You can't, because they're not all networked together. They're not all under one plan. You can't tell how many calls you get into your business, how many customer service calls you get, what's your average answer time, what's your average talk time, how many people call you and hang up. How do you respond to those people that called you twice and hung up because they waited for 2 minutes and you didn't answer, or nobody got back to them? These are all things that you can't do from cell phones. So I would love to have a conversation with anybody that says, I'm just going to operate from cell phones. I would suggest that your competitors, if they're not operating from cell phones, are going to be taking some of your business, and you're not getting all the business that you deserve to get.
Yeah, that's great. Nikki's got a question here. How would businesses know when they need to upgrade their phone system?
Yeah, so again, a great question. It comes back to my laptop example, right? Look at, and when I talk about how much COVID has changed technology, I didn't know that this laptop could do that, and that's one of many features that I've discovered with the new laptop that I didn't have previously. So if you're looking at a phone on your desk or a phone in your business, and you've had it for more than 3 years, then you should probably consider and educate yourself on what's new and how it could move your business forward and how it could bring more revenue into your company. I think a lot of times people look at things on how much does this service or this product or this thing I want to bring in my business cost, instead of flipping the script around and going, how much money can I bring to my business by making it easier for people to deal with me? How much money can I bring into my business by making it easier for my clients to deal with me, to interact with me? I'm going to leave you with an example. So last night I went to the hockey game, and we have a half season, and we always have the same seats, and we have the same server. And right from very early on, she remembers our name. She remembers what we want to drink. Even if she's seen a client previously and she sees them again, she remembers what they drink. And it makes you feel connected and seen and heard. My wife and I went to a restaurant for a second time last week. And we walked into the restaurant, and the server remembered who we were, and we had a good conversation the last time, and she actually remembered our names. And then she said, do you want the same thing you had last time, which was blah, blah, or blah, blah? And you instantly go, this is my restaurant for life.
Big Mac, large fries, soda.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're amazing. Yeah, chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
So if you can offer that level of comfort and connection to your clients, why wouldn't you? And so having systems integrated together, so on your CRM, your customer information management system, you have a caller call in or text you or email you, and it pops up in your system for the person answering the call, and they can say, oh, Bill, you called in last week, and it looks like you were inquiring on a blah, blah, blah. Do you need another one of those, or have you made a decision? Do you have any additional questions? So it's that type of stuff that can really set you aside from your competition. Is, oh, last time you called in, you ordered 16 of these. Do you need those again? Or, you emailed us, you're on the phone and you're like, you emailed us last time. Do you, we saw this, right? So you have access. Or if the caller goes, yeah, I called you 3 weeks ago And, oh, okay, let me just look at that. Yeah, okay, I see we talked about this, right? So it gives you the ability to really connect with your clients, and it really empowers your employees to really feel good about the type of service that you're giving. Do you think the server that served me both at the hockey game and at that restaurant felt the emotion from myself, from my wife and I, from that experience? They did. So it's as good for the employee as it is the customer. So
Yeah, it's great.
want to leave you with that. How are you making your customers feel when they interact with you? And how does your customer service agents feel when they interact with your customers? And are you doing everything you can to give the highest level customer service possible?
Yeah, I think that really kind of sums up, like how you've done business, how Sunco's been built, and the message I think is really important, of just really about the experience, so I completely agree with you, Mike. So again, thanks for taking the time today, for sharing with us your experiences and your professional advice. We really appreciate it, Mike.
Yeah, so I think we're going to throw up a slide right now that we really work hard on trying to educate, so that we're going to have more of these webinar sessions, and hopefully we get more attendance as we go along. And we want to educate, but we do that through blogs as well, through LinkedIn information. You're going to start to see us be a little bit more active. We've got case studies from the voice of our customers that tell you how, by embracing the latest and greatest technology, elevated, by elevating their communication strategy, how they could move their businesses forward. But we answer some easy questions, right, in the blogs. What's a virtual phone system? What are you paying for? Advantages and disadvantages. So there's a QR code here. Feel free to scan it. Request to connect with one of our awesome members of our team, and we're happy to help you out any way we can. We're an MSP. We like to say we're full service business communication. Our job is to make business communications easier for you. So whether it be managed IT, whether it be internet, making sure your computers are secure, making sure you have all the VoIP tools, making sure you have the data, making sure you have the integrations. We pride ourselves on understanding what the technology does, so we can educate and support our clients.
Wonderful. Again, thank you everybody for taking time out of your day. We look forward to hosting more of these sessions in the future. So please feel free to share your feedback, and yeah, have a great rest of your day, everybody. Thank you.